Welcome back, art students. Okay, so we're at the part now where I'm going to show you how to use your Sharpie markers. Once you have your lines kind of planned out in, pencil, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and we're going to take our Sharpie marker and we're simply going to go over the same lines again. And we're also going to use the ruler for extra guidance. So I'm going to go over this line right here. I'm going to line up my ruler right where I did that line. Then I'm going to take my Sharpie permanent marker and I'm going to try my best to go over the exact same line, just like that. And you can see it shows up really nicely. A very stark, very straight edged line. I'm really looking for good quality craftsmanship here and the quality and the straightness of your lines. So when you're working with your ruler, please be holding down your ruler with your opposite hand, like I am here, pressing a lot of pressure on it so that it doesn't accidentally bump or move itself around, okay? Now, what if you want your lines to appear thicker? I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Do you see how these two lines run parallel, which means they run right alongside each other? If you want, you could shade it in between them like this. And then, therefore, it's going to appear to be a thicker line. So you can get a good variety of lines. You can have thick lines, you can have thin lines, you can have broken lines. Okay. What we don't want to see is any diagonal lines. No diagonal lines, only vertical or horizontal. And it's okay if they intersect, where they overlap each other. Okay, so nobody make any of those diagonal lines. So now that I filled this in, this is a thicker line. And because of it being thicker, it's actually drawing more of my attention to it because it's darker. All right, let's continue along here. You're basically doing the whole thing again, except this time you're doing it with a permanent marker. And it's important that your marker, just like your pencil, goes right up against the ruler the whole time in order to get that nice, clean, straight edge. And you can see as I'm continuing to work here, I'm just outlining all of my already existing lines. Okay, so looking at this composition as it is right now, what side, what half? If I split my paper in half like this with my ruler, what half of my paper do you think has more visual weight? What do you think? I'm curious. Does this side over here have more visual weight? Or does this side over here have more visual weight? Or do you think it looks pretty balanced right now? What do you think? Well, I think honestly, it looks pretty visually balanced. So that means we're doing a good job here so far. This line over here is really thick, but there's not as many lines as compared to this side over here. And because of that, I think they're kind of balanced. Don't you? All right. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to continue adding And maybe if I add a little bit over here, add a little bit over here to counterbalance it, and so forth. But remember, both halves should not look the same. Okay? If you feel comfortable leaving your pencil and just working right away with your Sharpie, you could do that at this point now. Okay? I will see you in the next video.